Welcome to the Live Ready podcast, Beyond Think and Grow Rich, with your host, David R. Ibarra. This week, we are going to air a never-before-seen podcast where I was interviewed by Sir Dr. James Dentley at the Ethos Film Award in Santa Monica, where our documentary received an award in the leadership category.
Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. James Dentley with It's Time to Win, and I am here excited to be at the Ethos Film Festival. And tonight we're going to be honoring, recognizing, and premiering a new movie called documentary, The Power of Thought. And just the power of thought, that name by itself, is just so provocative. It's one of those names that just, they beams out and touches you. And I have the pleasure of having one of the executive producers here, Mr. David Ibarra, who is not only extremely successful in the business world as an entrepreneur, but as a thought leader, as a gentleman who knows how it is to grow up, what most people may say average, to grow up, and most people will say, well, you can't predict this type of success in his future. But not just to become successful, but to reach back and dedicate his life to impacting the lives of other people, knowing there's greatness inside of each and every one of us. And this is the man to help you to pull it out. And he's going to talk to you today about the power of thought. David, welcome.
Thank you, sir, Dr. James.
I forget that, sir, every now and then. Okay. It's a night thing in the middle of the day. Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, David, look, first of all, it's an honor having you here. And we got a chance to meet through some mutual friends and people you're involved in this movie with, and just really hit it off. And right away, you flew to Chicago for dinner. Right. And anytime somebody flies to Chicago just to have dinner, I already like them already because I like dinner. But last time I flew in one day, I flew to Chicago to see my wife that I married today, and she was pretty, and I said, I'll be there tomorrow. But no, seriously.
That's a good reason to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
But I went to have dinner.
No, thank you. Yeah, but seriously though, thank you for coming out. We got a chance to break bread, get a chance to know each other, and do some very, very powerful things together. And I'd like for you to, if you could, share with our audience a little bit about your story. I want them to know exactly who you are.
Right. Well, first of all, I started off life in a non-traditional upbringing. I entered foster care. My mother found it difficult to meet the task of raising my brother and I, so she dropped us off at the foster care center and frankly didn't come back. And some look at that as being a, wow, that's really difficult. I learned that started a chain reaction that got me to ask a question. How come? Why do other people have things and I don't? At 14 years old, I was able to get out of the foster care system and join my father, who is my hero. My dad came from Oaxaca, Mexico at the age of 16, legally as part of the Bracero program, to come to the United States to pick fruit, while our soldiers, our Veterans Day, you might add this interview,
yes,
were in a conflict in Korea. And he took the place of them harvesting the fruit and vegetables, and that's how he moved. He wanted to change his life, and if he hadn't left from Oaxaca, Mexico, then my brother and I wouldn't have been able to have the experiences we had here in the United States. And I started off, like I said, at 14, joined him, stayed with him until I was 17 and a half, then struck off on my own, and I got my first big promotion, a dishwasher at Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor restaurant, that I thought would be the most insignificant job in my life, and it turned out to be probably the largest blessing that I'd ever had.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I ended up meeting a guy by the name of Robert E. Farrell, who came in and told me I had the most important job of anybody in the restaurant, and I'm looking at him and I'm the dishwasher. He explained some things to me. He talked about the impact of what Farrell's was. We weren't in the business of food, we were in the business of memories. He taught me the power of theming. I'll never forget the phrase, Farrell's features fabulous food and fantastic fountain fantasies for frolicking, fun-filled, fasting families. That's what we're about. And he told me if I would read a book, one book, 3 times, that he came to the restaurant, he had 25 of them, about every 2 months, he would carve out an hour for me and give me the gift of his mentoring. I read that book. It was Think and Grow Rich. By the time I was 28, I was the youngest franchise owner for Farrell's. I owned several businesses before I was 30. Have several right now. And I spend my life doing fun things every day.
Yes. Well, we have a few things to talk about, from philanthropy to the power of thought, for sure. But, it's so interesting because I also grew up in the restaurant business. And at 18 years of age, I was the youngest general manager of a
Churches.
restaurant. Fried chicken, that's right. I thought I was rich, but I found it's easy to be rich when you live with your mother.
Yeah.
So it's pretty simple, But it was a great experience, and I'm listening to you talk, and when you're talking and say you still remember the mission and purpose,
yes,
I can still tell you to this day how many calories, carbohydrates, calcium, niacin is in 2 pieces of chicken, fries, coleslaw, and pepper. To this day, I cannot get it out of my head.
Do you want me to ask you something?
No, don't tell me. Because you wouldn't know if I made it up or not.
Okay, good.
They say in the land of the blind, the blind man is king.
I wouldn't understand that. You're right.
Yeah, but it's just the way a person's mind works in an industry. So when I meet someone who's had experience in that industry, I already know critical thinking quickly.
Yeah.
You just have to solve problems, and you have to make sure you control the experience and the environment and the culture.
And always keep moving forward.
Yeah, and the importance of that dishwashing, man. You ever went somewhere, gone to a restaurant, and if the dishes aren't clean, the experience is already tainted.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's
Yeah.
gone.
It's gone. A very subconscious, even if they don't say a word, and that's even worse. Wow. So from that experience, what do you think that you got in that part of your life that still drives you to this day, and things you still hold on to this day?
I remember about the 8th year I had grown. Marriott owned the restaurants, and we were a division of the Marriott Corporation, and I became the director of training for the Western United States. And I remember when Mr. Farrell came to visit me, we sat down and we talked, and he told me how proud he was of me. And then he said, "Remember when I told you I would be your mentor?" I said, "Yes." "Remember I told you there'd be a price to pay?" And I said, "Yes, I remember." Today, I'm going to tell you the price. Thinking to myself, how much money I got in my bank? I'm going to have to write a check, something I'm willing to pay. "Certainly, sir, whatever it is, I'll pay it. I owe you. You changed my life." And he said, "You told me once that you've become a disciple of Napoleon Hill's work." And I said, "I believe I am. I teach it in everything we do. And that's why we're so successful. You taught me, I'm teaching others." And he said, "Well, not so fast. You owe me the payment of time tithing." And he introduced the word time tithing. "You now have to take this, and anyone who has the courage to enter your office, interrupt you, and ask for help, I want you to remember, they took the courage to walk in. Don't be inconvenienced. Instead, imagine yourself embracing them. Set aside a time for time tithing as one of your blocks of time, and do it now for the rest of your life." So every Wednesday night from 6 or 7:30, anybody who calls my assistant and reads my book, Stop Drifting, they get in, and I've done thousands of folks. And then on the money side, I've put through my foundation, the Ibarra Foundation, 130 plus students through a college. Now, I never graduated myself, but I helped 130 graduate, so that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Farrell, for telling me my payment.
And the great thing about a payment, you never pay it in full. You just keep paying with joy and glee. Because as you pay out, you also receive more of it.
Well, I tell you, I've helped 1,000, and I would say 300 succeeded at the end. You have those that start and don't finish, and you're sorry that occurs, but it does. But I've had 40 to 45% finish, and they all had a payment, and I didn't tell them the payment until they got to the end, and their payment was the same as mine. So if we can go do that going forward, how many folks can we help?
Wow.
That were just like me?
Wow.
And heck, we're all lost.
Yeah.
Life is a little messy. So what? I believe that before I came, I must have been one cocky spirit. Because I put all these obstacles in front of me and say, put that one there and put that one there, and I can handle that. After all, I'm only going to be gone a day from where I came and from where I'm going. So it's only, I remind myself when things get tough,
Yeah.
it's only a day.
Yeah.
So I can make it.
Yes,
Just keep going forward.
I love that story. I love that story. You know, Martin Luther King once said that everyone cannot be great, but everyone cannot be famous, but everyone can be great because greatness comes through service. So in the words you just spoke, service is a big part of your life, in your business and in your life as far as paying it forward, that commitment that you made. So tell us a little bit more about the power of service to others and the joy and the strength you get from it.
You know, I'm not always find myself in a happy place. I don't think anybody does. I said, you know, getting to a happiness consciousness takes work. And sometimes you'll just sit, you'll find you're just not happy. And when I'm not happy, I just start serving someone. I go somewhere where I can help. And now I'm still in the words of Brittany Turner. You can serve your way out of anything.
Yes. Yes, wonderful. Well, Brittany Turner is going to be interviewed here as well today, so we're going to hear a little bit about her. But since you mentioned her name,
she's one of my sheroes.
Yeah, well, since you mentioned her name, I'd like you to be on the spot just a little bit and kind of share with us about your thoughts, your feelings. How did she impact you to inspire you through her work and through her life?
I can tell you what is that in the time period that I've had interaction with Brittany and I've researched her, just the incredible go forward at all costs. I mean, a hurricane comes in and wipes out an island, she's right there fixing it. You know, she's spending some time overnight in her car reading Think and Grow Rich with a flashlight.
Yeah.
She's wanting to build a specialized talent team, working for free for others, just to understand the talents I have, the talents I don't have. Where am I going to get the talents? Okay, I might have to perform some duties, some actions for free, but I'm going to learn those talents that will give me the key to my lock to achieve what I want in family, faith, community, health, and wealth, and open up the safe of a happiness consciousness.
So that brings us to
and that's a perfect example of the next interview you do.
Yeah,
of everything that we do.
I see it, I feel it, I live it. Now we're going to move right into the power of thought.
Perfect.
Okay. The title of this movie, The Power of Thought, what does that mean in your words? And what do you expect people to get through watching this documentary, this film?
In my new book, Live Ready, Beyond Think and Grow Rich, I was given the task of how do you take these 17 principles and formalize them in such a way it's easy for someone starting life off to understand them, because they were written in 1937. I believe that Dr. Hill's principle, positive mental attitude, which was about 12, it really needs to be first. Nothing happens until you can figure out how did you get where you are and you don't want to be there. And it's through what you thought and what you seeded, your consciousness seeded into your subconscious, and your subconscious only has one job: do whatever you seeded. So when I go to prisons or folks that are really have done some things that are wrong, I can tell, you don't know, you're an expert on how you got to get wherever you want. And then I remind them about, tell me about your crime. And they tell me the thought you had 6 weeks prior to the crime. And you see, you seeded your subconscious doesn't know the difference between right and wrong, and it found a way for you to do that. Now all you have to do is seeded with an emotion of joy and belief, and the same thing's going to happen. You're already an expert. So in The Power of Thought, which is chapter 1 of the new book, it all starts by you being able to pivot to positive, where you'll be greeted with desire, and now it all starts.
Whew. Absolutely beautiful. Now, The Power of Thought, we're premiering that today. We're really excited to see that people have flown in from all over the world just to be here to witness this occasion. And tell me, what was so important for you to be involved in this project? And now you're also the largest licensee of the Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich documentary brand globally. So you're a storyteller, and you have a passion to help people get those stories out. What is the significance of these stories? Why?
You know, first of all, I want to back up just a minute. You know, we are a sending station and a receiving station for every thought we have. I start thinking about how do I get this out in a bigger way? Now, I've done well in business, and I've got 7 businesses that I've put into the side. I'm reorganizing. I'm going to spend the next 15 years of my life performance improvement. How do you get what you want? And I made that conscious thought, and then all of a sudden I get a call from a Don Boyer. I want to come over and see you. And I'm thinking, like, what for?
He's a pushy guy.
And he can sell. He can close. So he comes walking in and has a talk to me about, he's a filmmaker. Well, I've got the rights to 10 films with the Napoleon Hill Foundation based on 10 new principles that are Napoleon Hill's principles, redone, renamed, modernized. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm thinking of a way I'm going to get this out. And he's sitting in front of me thinking he's selling me. And I said, thank you, Lord, for sending the message for how we're going to do this.
Yes.
And then, I meet incredible folks like John Sartoris, Brittany Turner, Tracy Jones, and on and on and on. And I said, man, how did you see how this works?
Yeah.
It works so.
Yeah.
And then we talked one time, and I catch myself saying, hey, when can you have dinner with me? The next week, I'll be there. And the momentum just goes and goes and goes. So the first part is we've got to get out the idea that you can get whatever you want in life. All you got to be willing to do is not look at, no, I can't. If somebody says, no, I can't, that's an apprehensive thought, which is negative, and their subconscious is going to look for every reason they can't.
Yeah.
If we can get folks to look, I can, I believe, then their subconscious is going to look for every reason they can. I like to tell everybody, I'm a Mexican. I'm no Mexican.
Amen, amen,
Awesome.
amen. We talked about Don, but then there's this little fiery redhead lady.
Oh, man.
And and she cooks these healthy treats.
Yes. Well, she never gave me no healthy treats.
Well, she gives me all the time, but I eat so many of them, it's kind of hard.
Oh, that's why I didn't get mine.
Like cows eating grains,
Okay.
right? And it's as if, I mean, you touch it, you taste it, or you hear it over a phone call, or you witness it over a Zoom, and you're just there, present forever.
Yeah.
What can you say about Melinda?
Well, I tell you what, Don is an idea guy, and Melinda is the get it done gal. She's the other half, and I could even say maybe even if you don't get the actions put into motion, nothing happens till an action. It happens in another one, and that's Melinda.
Yes.
She gets stuff done. I almost said the other word. She gets stuff done.
Well, okay, we're going to hold the other word. Before we go, we've got the movie tonight. You're doing some incredible things, and you have right now on in your planner and your vision board and your scope of creation manifestation, 9 more movies.
That's right.
Why 9 more movies?
Because there's 9 chapters and there's 9 principles to the new, beyond, think and grow rich, live ready.
Okay, so this is going to be the next step. It's one thing to get a breakthrough, another to keep a breakthrough.
That's right.
And live a breakthrough.
It's going to be a series.
Oh, I love it.
It's going to be a series.
I love it.
And then we've got Yes, Our Kids Can Think and Grow Rich, which we just started. It's a company that I'm taking from the nonprofit to the private sector. And we're going to start teaching folks from 2 to 102 how to be believers.
Yes, I love it. One last question. What are you most grateful for?
I tell you what, the things that I'm most grateful for, this will be odd, it's for my brother Mickey Ibarra, who at 2 years old couldn't be a kid. He had to take care of his younger brother. My dad would come and visit us, and he would put Mickey on one knee and me on the other, and he would say, you know, the circumstances are what they are, and we're not going to be able to change it. And I was quiet, and I wasn't doing well. And he'd look at my brother and say, Mickey, it's your job to take care of your little brother and make sure he's okay. And my brother missed childhood. He couldn't even afford to cry, to be afraid, because he had to watch out for his younger brother, who was just 11 months younger. Without my brother, I don't know if I would have made it through
Yes.
what I made it through. My brother's the greatest, and that's who I'm most grateful for.
Well, we're looking forward to experiencing this documentary tonight, The Power of Thought. I thank you for being with us. I thank you for being a friend. I thank you for being a partner. And I look forward to doing some incredible things together as we support your vision and your mission.
I'm blessed.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Ibarra.
Thank you.
You can find the film on Prime Video or scan this QR code to rent it in our website. Thank you.
Live ready, reach higher, chase the sky. Beyond thinking, grow rich, you'll learn to fly. With every step forward, the future is bright. Live